Civil defense personnel say they are struggling to extract hundreds of bodies trapped under the rubble in Gaza amid a lack of equipment and resources. Gaza's Ministry of Interior civil defense officer, Abid Sakir, said there are more than 1,000 bodies under the rubble across the strip. The priority for our teams in the civil defense is to extract martyrs from under rubble, despite our limited capabilities. On the other hand, Israel said no ceasefire had been implemented in southern Gaza even though security sources in Egypt said a deal had been reached to allow foreigners out of the besieged Palestinian enclave and aid to be brought in. Hundreds and thousands of Palestinians reached the border to see way out of misery. According to Gaza Health Ministry, 2,750 Palestinians were killed, 9,700 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza. Satellite images show areas in the northern Gaza Strip destroyed following Israel's attacks. Beit Hanun was among the first places hit hard by retaliatory Israeli strikes, with many roads and buildings destroyed and thousands of displaced, according to Hamas and local residents. Hopes for a brief ceasefire in southern Gaza to allow foreign passport holders to leave the besieged Palestinian enclave and aid to be brought in were dashed, with Israeli bombardments intensifying ahead of an expected ground invasion. Residents of Hamas-ruled Gaza said the overnight strikes were the heaviest yet in 9 days of conflict. Many houses were flattened, and the death toll rose inexorably. Palestinian media released video, showing residents carrying bags of wheat from UNRWA stores in Gaza beach camp. Israeli forces kept up their bombardment of Gaza after diplomatic efforts to arrange a ceasefire to allow foreign passport holders to leave and aid to be brought into the besieged Palestinian enclave failed. Palestinians desperate to leave Gaza gathered at the Rafah border crossing with Egypt amid diplomatic efforts to get aid into the enclave that has been under intense Israeli bombing since the rampage by the militant group Hamas killed 1,300 people. Rafah, which is on the border between Egypt's Sinai Peninsula and Hamas-governed Gaza, is the only crossing into the territory not controlled by Israel. Security sources in Egypt said a ceasefire had been reached to allow people with foreign passports to leave the Gaza and aid to be let in. Hunters through the Rafah crossing. 5 medics were killed in the attack according to a hospital statement. Overwhelmed by shortage in medical supplies, water and power, Shifa Hospital, one of Gaza's main and biggest healthcare facilities, has been struggling to keep up with the non-stop injuries and storing dead bodies.